Back we go. Another video. February 13th, Super Bowl Sunday. I think the line on the Rams Bengals game is 4.5. Rams are favored by 48.5. Last I saw it. I like the Rams. I think the Bengals offensive line, they struggled before. I think they're going to really get the better. I think it ends here for Joe Cool. I think they're going to have too much offense and defense, the Rams, playing in their home stadium. You look at the Bengals, they beat the Raiders at home. That was a good win. They went to Tennessee and they had Henry just coming back, and Tannehill stinks. It was a perfect setup game for them. And then Kansas City, they're down the first half. If Kansas City had anything, second half they would have won, and they definitely choked. Bengals came back. I don't know what happened with that game. It's very bizarre. But I think they're just going to have too much, the Rams, defensively, offensively, and we'll see what happens. I think 35-17 Rams. So that's my prediction. All right, let's check out NIO. NIO. Everyone's favorite EV electric vehicle stock. This has been popular stock. 40.32 billion market cap, 5.18 billion sales, 39.4% institutional ownership. And what do they do? Develop, manufacture, sell smart electric vehicles in China, founded 2014 in Shanghai, China. And they got all kinds of stuff too, a public charger, fast charging solution, etc. You can look at FinViz, it's a big paragraph on what they exactly do. Battery, third-party service centers they operate. What else? Third-party insurers, courtesy car, roadside assistance, etc. So they do a lot in that space with their electric vehicle. Float is big too, 1.3 billion. Let's take a look at the stock technically, though. Yeah, technicals are so important. Even I watch CNBC. Was it the Nigerian brothers? They're always on every ad, and it was like Pete Nigerian's like, well, I don't know much about technicals, but I'll tell you this: like technicals are so important. No one knows it. CNBC rarely talked about it. They have a few chart guys. The chart tells you everything, pretty much what's going to happen. All right, so just formed in 2018. $10 went down to $1. That range for over a year plus. It's really started to get moving in June 2020. Went up to 5. It slowly went up. Little moves here, then pullbacks. Big volume was coming in, and every dip was bought. You can see here, September, November, December. A big drop, and then it chopped around. Made another run, January, and then that was it. This candle here, 66.99 was the high. It tried to bounce a few times, didn't work. And this is the start of the slide. Then it went down, excuse me, big time to 35. Back and forth, channel lower. This was a channel, within this channel, and then it bounced very big in May. All the way back to near 55, maybe 55 on the nose, 55.13. Then it formed this channel down, maybe a little bit of a wedge, you could call it, and bounce up again, 45. Now, once you start seeing the high getting lower, there it is, 1, 2, 3 connection points, this cluster right here and all this. And, so there you have the highs getting lower, the lows getting lower. So that's a downtrend, and it's been in a downtrend. It actually looks like a giant flag, actually a bullish flag. This could come all the way back and still be bullish, even though, it's retracing now. It's pretty close to 23.6 fibs level. Now, you don't want to hold it that long. Even if you're a long-term investor, it wouldn't make sense. You could have sold any of these tops and just buy it back. But you can see here, this is, what a flag is. A flag's on a big upward move, and then it goes in the flag back and forth till it breaks out. Oops, I just hit this. So put this here, connection points. Doesn't have to be exact. People get too crazy with the lines. As long as it's close, there's going to be ups and downs past the line. You can see there. Well, where it is now, so you're at 23.89. The downtrend's intact. You're at sort of the lower part of this trend line. Here's the higher part. Could we bounce at the 35 if the market turns around, or you have a nice bounce? That could happen. Let's look at the weekly. And the weekly, again, is so key. Once it's got, really, this candle here was the big candle in June, on June 5th. Your 13 EMA starts to go over 20. Look at this. You're at a roller coaster, Mount Everest, whatever you want to call it. You're going up all the way to the peak, 35,000 feet. And there it was. Then eventually you see red candle. Then, this confirms it right here. There's 2 on the weekly. You're going down. Could have played a bounce here. Once you saw that candle, you got a little move here. Not the biggest move, but it worked. Another one here, very small. And you can see here the peaks, and here, this is getting lower. You can actually draw a line right here. So that tells me you will get another bounce up here, probably lower. That's why I think this could get to 30, 35 on the bounce. NASDAQ's very oversold. If you're playing that, your stop, you put your stop wherever you want, how you play it. 23, and there's 22, and there's 20, and then this wick, it's 1931. Now, on the monthly, this is so key too. Look at this when this went up. This had 3, let me count this, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9 out of 10 green candles. This whole way up. That's how you play these weekly and monthly swings. You're going to hold it pretty long. Look at this. The whole way up was bullish. There's no bearish candle. Once it got up here and you saw this, you probably could have sold. And then look at this stochastic. So you're here, low to high, coming down. There's the bounce, but the bounce is lower. And you're streamlined down now, red over white bearish. You're at 1036. It's getting very oversold. You're looking for a weekly green candle and this to cross over. That would confirm at least probably sideways to a point, or it's going back up. Right now, you don't have that. And that's on the monthly. Even on the quarterly, you have 3 candles, then 3 down. Where's this going to drop to? It's going to get a 20. It's possible. This could go up here and then back down further again. It's going to break out on the next run. I don't think so, because the market doesn't look like that. It looks like continued downtrend at that point. So here's that low at 20. I think we touch that, even though it could bounce up. But, where could this go overall? 20? Could it go to 15 even? That would be 23.6 fibs retracement level. That breakout from the IPO, what's that? Right here. About 1386. 10 to 15 range. Could it get that low? It's possible. We'll see what this market does. The market continues like to bounce and get lower, and you get a pretty big sell-off. It's possible. Anything is possible. You just have to confirm. But as everyone can see, you're in a downtrend. Look at this, down, bouncing off, bottom trend line, top trend line. And we will see tomorrow, 6 p.m. futures open. If this goes down, we bounce. We could bounce a little bit up here, the next week, the next few weeks, and then come back down again. To be determined, but if you're playing it, there's your low right there. And on this too, even on this move, you got to get over 26. If you draw a line right here, see this? Pretty much connecting. Doesn't have to be exact. Right there. So you got to get over 26, because each time the high is getting lower in these bounces. All right, that's it for NIO. NIO. Big run, 2020, pretty much the whole year, 2021. And now the big run down. What's the low in this? Say 119 maybe. 119, the stock went to 65. What is 66? Let's say you had 5 grand. 5 grand. We'll say 1, and you get out 65. Could have made 320 grand holding it. Just over a year. Can you imagine that? On 5 grand. It makes you think sometimes. You study some of these, and it's hard to say it was going to break out, but electric vehicle, that was hot last year. And, some people saw that. They're holding long. or when this came out, IPO, some of these IPOs do work to a certain extent if they're going to get pumped up. But this wasn't a bio. Bios are hit or miss. You get a good drug, it can skyrocket. But this was a longer term move with CNBC, everyone pumping electric vehicles online, Reddit, Wall Street Bets, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok now, and there it went. Imagine that 320 grand. We'll say in a year, you got it down here, November, a year and a few months. Incredible. Imagine just sitting on a stock and just watching it go up 5, 10, 20, 100, like 120 grand. Holy crap. And down we go. If someone's holding this, I'm going to hold. No, you sell. You're like, well, I'm holding it longer term. That's crazy. If you were up 320, now you're up half that, maybe like 120. You got to be insane. You always sell at a high. Doesn't matter. You can buy this back. All right, so that's it. NIO, please subscribe to Mike Game and Trade Alerts on YouTube. Smash the like button. Check out the links below. Follow me if you want on social media. Peace.